Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about how to be successful in starting a business. Wouldn't your life be better if you were a goat?
Have you ever dreamed of starting the greatest of all time business? We did, and we're going to show you how. By the end of this video, you'll know our one big secret.
In this video we're going to talk about our backgrounds and how we built our business, and why you may or may not want a college degree. We're going to show you how all the information you need, and we're also going to talk about how you convert information into wisdom. And that's a really important thing. And we're going to talk about why this information is so important that Harvard Business Review asked us to write a book about it called G.O.A.T. Wisdom. So who are we and how did we get there and why are we talking to you about building your business? We started a business called Beekman 1802, which is now one of the world's fastest growing independent beauty brands. We're sold in QVC and HSN and Ulta, and we were named Skincare Brand of the Year by Ulta. But it all started years ago when we were just two New York City guys. He was a doctor, I was a writer, and we were away on a weekend getaway vacation, and we were driving in upstate New York, and we stumbled on this little town in this little tiny farm on the outskirts of town, and we fell in love with it.
Now, originally, we just thought this was going to be our weekend getaway from life in New York City. And one weekend, we came up and there was a note in our mailbox from a local farmer. And he said that he was losing his farm and he had 100 goats and could he bring them to our property to graze? And we thought, oh, well, sure, because we're only there on the weekends and when we come, it'll be great to have goats.
It'll be fun to have animals.
Everybody loves goats. And we say that was the original act of kindness that started our company.
Even before we had a company, it was that act of kindness that launched the company we were about to have, because it was just a few years later in the Great Recession of 2008 when we both lost our jobs in the city and we had nothing to our names except these goats and our neighbor farmer John. So we literally Googled, what can we make with goat milk? And the first thing that came up was soap. And since then, we have sold over 60 million bars of that soap and become one of the leading beauty brands in the world.
And most importantly, we put in the great foundations to build a great company, not just a merely good company. Lots of people can have good companies. We built a great company, and we think you can too.
So we talked a little bit about our backgrounds and how we were two New York City professional people, but one of the things we've learned since starting our business is that you really don't need a college degree. Sure, it can help in some instances, and maybe it'll help you form a group of people that you can network in your career, but it's not necessary, because all of the information you need to start a GOAT business, greatest of all time business, is already in your head, probably since you were a kid even.
And this, I think we have a lot of credibility to say this because between the two of us, we have multiple advanced degrees. Josh, had 2 degrees. I went to medical school, then I went to get my MBA. And we're telling you, you don't need all of that formal education. And we think one of the issues that has happened over the last 20 years is that we've funneled too many people into higher education, which sometimes is great and sometimes it's perfect for your career, but not everybody needs to go that route. And there are plenty of ways that you can have a successful business and a successful, happy life without going that route, but you still need some underlying rules onto which you can build your business. And that's what GOAT Wisdom is all about.
That's right. It's all about wisdom. I mean, there are a million books and a million videos out there that'll teach you the greatest secret to this and the latest thing about that. Those are all fads and trends, and they might have worked for one person, but they don't work all the time. And sometimes they don't work at all. So what we want to do is tell you that wisdom, those things that even your grandparents knew.
We call this the Grandma MPA.
Those are the things that you need to know to start a business. Sometimes you've even forgotten these things, but they're simple and they work.
And when we first started Beekman 1802, we started it from that original act of kindness and with our neighbors in our little community of Sharon Springs, New York. Those original bars of soap, our neighbors were sitting at our dining room table helping us wrap those bars of soap. So that idea of being neighborly and thinking about and caring for the people in your community has always been so important to us. And of course, now our company is global, so our community is much larger. It's a community of online people, but we still think of each one of those people as a neighbor. And when we talk about GOAT wisdom and hearkening back to those things that you've always known, that grandma MBA, the one really central bit of GOAT wisdom to us is love thy neighbor. But also, if you look at so many of the old maxims and the old proverbs...
Make hay while the sun shines. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
So many of them start with an agrarian root, right? Farmers, the original entrepreneurs, were the people who came up with these sayings. And these same sayings have been used for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years, kind of like love thy neighbor, but they've also been used in every culture around the world. So what does that mean? They work.
And
They're
we're going to
tried and
show you.
truisms.
Yeah, we're going to show you how those sayings can be applied to your business to make you grow a GOAT business.
The most important thing for us, and we're seeing this becoming worse and worse, is that there is too much information in the world. I mean, there are millions, maybe even billions of videos on YouTube. There are millions, maybe trillions of posts on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. What do you do with all of that information? You can't possibly do anything with it unless you convert it to wisdom. And so that's one of the things that you're going to learn over the course of all of our videos, and you should subscribe to our channel so that you can watch them all, is that you're going to learn how to focus in, narrow down all of that information that exists in the world and convert it to the wisdom that's going to be applicable to your business and help you grow your GOAT business.
We're going to talk about everything from how you should hire new GOAT employees, how you should start paying yourself,
how you should tell your story just like we told our story.
Exactly. All of these true pieces of wisdom that you can apply to your business to make it successful. Because again, it's not about what the latest trend is. It's not all about AI or all about
social media
or all about cryptocurrencies or all about day trading or all about. There's actually this wisdom in the old sayings that you can apply to your business. And that's what's going to make you a GOAT.
And this is how powerful this idea is. One of the leading experts in business, Harvard Business Review Press, said, oh my gosh, you're right. These tried and truisms really are the foundations of business. So even though in our book, we're telling people, and even our videos, we're telling people, you don't even need a college degree, let alone an MBA from Harvard, Harvard Business Review Press still said, you know what? You're right. There is wisdom here. If you've got that wisdom, you can build a strong foundation without all of these other things. Now, how amazing is that?
I know. But you know what? I think one of the most important things we're going to talk about in these videos are what makes you happy. Because it's not all about becoming a billionaire overnight. That would be nice.
That might be happy for some people.
I'd take it. It truly is about being happy. And what will make your business a success is what will make you happy. But here's the thing. You've got to set that goal for yourself before you even start your business. And we were guilty of this. As it grew, we kept changing the goalposts for what was going to make us happy. So we'd reach one achievement and then we'd get stressed out again about reaching the next one. But it wasn't until we finally sat down between us and we said, here's the life we want to have and here's what's going to make us happy. That put everything into perspective. And we knew when we reached our goal, and part of the thing when we reached our goal that we decided to do was A, to spread more kindness, and B, to share what we learned with everyone that wants to learn.
Because we believe that mentorship is an act of kindness. And by watching these free 20 plus videos, we're going to give you so much of what we learned over the past 15 years of growing Beekman 1802. And if you want to go deeper, you can get the book and use the videos as a companion piece to GOAT Wisdom, the book. You can get it at the link below or anywhere that you buy books.
Since we call all of our customers neighbors, and now you are part of our neighborhood, our Beekman neighborhood, we want to learn about your wisdom too. So if you have things that you've learned about the course of your business journey that you want to share, not just with us, but with everybody watching this video, leave a comment. Leave the best piece of advice you ever got from your grandma or your grandpa or your business mentor. Leave it in the comments so we can all learn and grow together.
We want you to join our herd, and we want to impart all of the knowledge that we've learned over the course of our entire life, going all the way back to when I was 13 and started stocking shelves in the local grocery store, all the way up to the point where we grew this $100 million business. We want to tell you what steps we did, what mistakes we made, and how we overcame them. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes, but here's the thing. You're gonna make mistakes, but you gain wisdom by learning from the mistakes. And we're even gonna tell you in some of these videos and in the book how you can make sure that you gained wisdom from the mistakes that you're gonna make too.
And we always say that we started our company with a single act of kindness. But I don't want people to think that kindness is just a nice thing or a soft thing.
Or that we were particularly virtuous.
Kindness is actually part of our business plan. Kindness is competitive. It's a business strategy. Sometimes I jokingly call it killer kindness because it's been proven that companies with kinder employees kinder and more honest marketing, kinder and more transparent business practices, they succeed better in the marketplace. So kindness isn't just a nice to have. Kindness is a competitive advantage.
And even though we're a company that sells product, we don't think about just selling product. We think about how we can spread kindness and put kindness in the hands, the minds, and the hearts of more and more people. And what we've proven over the past 15 years is that's a really great business strategy. If you can make people feel better about themselves, better about their community, better about the world that they live in, you can grow a better business, a great business.
And if we're spreading kindness and you're spreading kindness and everybody's spreading kindness, then we all win.
And we're all goats. But why should you listen to us? I mean, yes, we've grown a multi-million dollar business that's around the world. But what is about our life experiences that can be helpful to you? Well, I grew up in a very, very rural part of North Carolina, lower middle class family, not a lot of advantages, but I had creativity and I had drive. So I decided to go to medical school first because in my mind back then, I thought, okay, if I go into medicine, I'll at least be guaranteed a nice six-figure salary for the rest of my life. And so I did that. I went through all of my training, went on faculty at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York City. And then at that point, I thought, wow, and I know this because I'm very risk adverse. I said, okay, I've got this as a fallback. Now let me go to business school and maybe I can do something that's a little bit more risky because I can always fall back on my medical degree. So then I decided to go get my MBA at NYU Stern School of Business in New York City. And then after that, went to work for a little company called Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia. And with Martha, I was the vice president of healthy living at this company and was responsible for developing media. I was responsible for developing product and just in general business development. So learned so many different businesses with on-the-job training, which for someone just coming out of MBA school was an amazing opportunity. And it really did lead up. I learned everything from that to help us create Beekman 1802.
Similarly, I grew up in a very rural environment in Wisconsin and started my first job was detasseling corn in cornfields across the Midwest.
We both knew farmers before we became goat farmers.
And I made my way to New York City to become an advertising executive, working on some of the largest accounts in the world. A lot of them you've heard of, from Target to Absolute to Delta Airlines. Some of the most major advertising campaigns, in the last 2 decades I helped work on. The reason that was important to me because that taught me the art of persuasion. And I learned that if you really believe in something, if you believe that you have the best thing for a customer, then you can persuade them to buy it, to believe in your vision. And that was the most valuable thing when we started our company. Because we believed in what we were doing, we believed in the products we were making, we believed in the team around us, and we believed in our customers or neighbors. That allowed us to build a GOAT company, and we think you can do the same thing.
We talk about kindness and the importance of kindness that helped us grow our business, and that has also been a lens by which we thought about all of the different partners we had as we were growing Beekman 1802. And because of our focus on kindness and making people happy and putting more kindness out to the world, we've had the opportunity to work with some of the other biggest companies in the world, from Bloomingdale's, Williams-Sonoma, Anthropologie, Target, Disney, Universal Studios, you name it, we've had the opportunity to work with them, again, because we always think about kindness. And even in our business partnerships, we're like, okay, how can we be more kind to Universal? How can we be more kind to Bloomingdale's?
And we've done great collaborations with amazing brands, everyone from Schitt's Creek to Sony Pictures to Wicked the movie to
Toll House
cookies
to Bridgerton and Netflix.
We've done some of the best collabs in the industry, and it's all because we choose partners who believe in the same business values of kindness that we do.
And now at this point in our careers, after we have accomplished everything that we need to be happy, we have met our success goals in life, we really want to help other people meet their success goals. Because if 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people watch our videos or they buy the GOAT Wisdom book and it sets them on their path to being a GOAT business, and even better if it's a GOAT business that has kindness incorporated into it, think about all the people that we're going to touch for generations and generations to come. And ultimately, at the end of the day, don't you want a legacy like that? A legacy where people are like, wow, they were the GOATs. And what makes them GOATs is they created more GOATs. And then those GOATs created more GOATs. And then those GOATs created more GOATs. And that's what we want to do.
One of the other reasons we want to share what we've learned about building our GO business is a lot of times we come across people who get very frustrated. They have an idea for a business. They want to start their own business, but for some reason there's a voice in their head that's telling them they can't.
They don't have the credentials, they don't have the education, they don't have the money.
Or they've been watching videos or TV shows that tell them have a billionaire mindset, or go and raise $1 million, before you even start your business.
Or hustle, hustle, hustle.
And we think that's really what's wrong with the business world today. It's something we want to change. Both of our families grew their own businesses, and I remember my grandfather grew his business making concrete in New York State. And he grew it using the right wisdom. The idea that if you do right by your customer, that your customer will do right by you. The idea that you don't spend money that you don't have. And all of these really basic tenets of business are what will help you start a business. So don't be discouraged. You don't understand the secrets to becoming a billionaire. You can still create a GO.A.T business and be perfectly happy.
The other thing that really matters to us is that we started our business in a very small town in rural upstate New York. The population of Sharon Springs is 547 people. And we saw that as our company grew, it really did ripple throughout the community and help lift up so many other businesses in our community. And so often today with social media, the only kind of visions of success that you see are flashy billionaire lifestyles and flying on a private jet, and those are fine. If those happen to be your business goals, great, good for you, go after them. But what we want to make sure is that people see a broad representation of what success looks like. And in particular, we don't think that we see enough Main Street businesses success. You know what? You can be a millionaire staying right on the Main Street in your little community. You just have to follow the foundational principles of all businesses. Make your customer happy. That's all you have to do, and you can be a GO.A.T.
So hopefully when you watch our videos, you're going to get a lot of great ideas for your business and how to make it a GO.A.T business and make it successful. In our book, it's chock full of really practical advice and exercises you can do today to take your business to the next level.
And convert information into wisdom.
It's not just theories or general ideas that you can apply. We give you actual exercises, actual ideas that you can do today to take your business to the next level and make it a GO.A.T business.
Yeah, don't just be good, be GO.A.T.
You can watch all of our videos, get a ton of great ideas, and you can find out how to get our book, all in the link below.
I'm Dr. Brent.
And I'm Josh.
And we're here to make you GO.A.Ts.